Alright, so we're beginning the game. Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. So here's the opening menu screen. And there's many options for you to choose from. I'm not going to try to elaborate too much on this, but I am going to simply organize it for you. You start a game, there's a quick start, the scenario, multiplayer, all that kind of stuff. Go to start game. That's what I do. And go and make a random map. There's customized random map, there's map of planet, there's huge map of planet. These are more storyline oriented aspects. We're not going to go there. I'm just going, that's what we're going to do, but we're going to make, you can also make a random map of planet. And here you go small planet, center planet, such and such. We're going to go, small planet specialist. And we're going to play, you can customize the rules. As you can see here, total war, peace in our time, mine, all my, there's economic victory, diplomatic victory, and victory by conquest. I'm going to leave those open. We're going to be playing. It's really up to me how this ends up. The AI is not as advanced as it's touted to be, but we're going to, I'm going to leave those things out there. As you can see, multiple choices. Okay, that's fine. But what's important is, picking your clan, your tribe, choose your faction. So here we go. Let's check things out.
In the Great Commons at Gaia's Landing, we have a tall and particularly beautiful stand of white pine, planted at the time of the first colonies.
Oh, tree huggers.
It represents our promise
literally
to and to planet itself. Never to repeat the tragedy of Earth. Lady Deirdre Sky, Planet Dreams.
She's the kind of chick when you're trying to pick up on her because she looks pretty hot, and she might even put out a little bit, but then she doesn't shave her pits, and you're like, oh no, human hive. Oh, who's this? Again, this, as I mentioned in the introduction, this game is deep in story, very rich. Learn to overcome the crass demands of flesh and bone, for they warp the matrix through which we perceive the world. Extend your awareness outwards beyond the self and body, and blah blah blah. Good God! Essays on mind and matter. Chairman Ching Jiang.
Learn to overcome the crass demands of flesh and bone, for they warp the matrix through which we perceive the world. Extend your awareness outward, beyond the self of body, to embrace the self of group and the self of humanity. The goals of the group and of the greater race are transcendent, and to embrace them is to achieve enlightenment. Chairman Shin Ji-yang, SS on Mind and Brain.
Oh, Lord. I think we know who this reminds me of. Dear Lord. Morgan Industries? Right?
Human behavior is economic behavior. The particulars may vary, but competition for limited resources remains a constant. Need as well as greed have followed us to the stars, and the rewards of wealth still await those wise enough to recognize this deep thrumming of our common pulse. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
A mixture between Gordon Gekko and Barack Obama. Awesome. Okay, moving on. Spartan Federation. Hello. What's your name?
Superior training and superior weaponry have, taken together, a geometric effect on overall military strength. Well-trained, well-equipped troops can stand up to many more times their lesser brethren than linear arithmetic would seem to indicate. Spartan Battle Manual.
Alright. Alright, I'm always for that.
The righteous need not cower before the drumbeat of human progress. Though the song of yesterday fades into the challenge of tomorrow, God still watches and judges us. Evil lurks in the data links, as it lurked in the streets of yesteryear. But it was never the streets that were evil. Sister Miriam Godwinson, The Blessed Struggle.
She's not even hot. That's just disturbing. You run into that. What are you gonna do? I mean, yeah. She blames everything on guess who?
Yes, it was.
Really? Wow. Well, isn't that extra special?
And of course, that brings us to who's this? Who's this? Peacekeeping forces?
As the Americans learned so painfully in Earth's final century, free flow of information is the only safeguard against tyranny.
Yeah, so says
The
Black
once
Back.
chained people whose leaders at last lose their grip on information flow will soon burst with freedom and vitality. But the free nation gradually constricting its grip on public discourse has begun its rapid slide into despotism. Beware of he who would deny you access to information, for in his heart he dreams himself your master. Commissioner Pravin Law, UN Declaration of Rights.
Yeah.
Is law.
Whatever, but no. Yeah. So, probably, here's my guy. I don't,
Russian poet, author, and professor
Pushkin? Solzhenitsyn?
Yakov Smirnov.
The substructure of the universe regresses infinitely toward smaller and smaller components. Behind atoms we find electrons, and behind electrons quarks, new secrets, but also new mysteries. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, for I have tasted the fruit.
fruit. This is who I play. I don't know why, but of all these characters, he seems to be the one that really personifies me. I feel connected to this guy. I don't know why. I think it's the glasses. He obviously sees everything in 3D or somewhere nearby. He's also got Bluetooth and an earring. That's cool. He's got cool hair. And he's got a cool Russian name. I am Professor Zakharov. You know, so what do? We have Yakov Smirnov here. So that's where we're going. And that's who I like. So I'm going to go with Yak. Yeah? Ever understand that word? Yakov? Yak. No? Yes? Okay, no, just Yak. I like Yak. Okay, Yak. And we got Planetfall. Oh, here we go! And we're finally playing a video game. University base. We could do that, or we could say City College. Yeah, I like that. City College. There we go. We're going to take a tour. We are going to take a tour, guys. We're going to be back here. We're going to check this out. You're going to love it. But before we go there, we're going to take a little break. Merry Christmas, and I will see you real soon. Bye-bye now. Game, this is where you save, blah, blah, blah. Save game, save it. Okay, save it. Save it. New game. That's how creative I am when it comes to my saving. Guys.
That greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right.